Okay, I want to talk to you about LAN School, which is a program which is installed on all the teacher computers in the three computer rooms, which is D10, C10 and B10. And this is basically a way for the teacher to control and monitor what the students are doing in the room. If you're old enough to remember sort of the old language labs that schools used to have, where the teacher could sit at the front and listen to all the students and watch what they're doing and maybe play something for all the students or interrupt them and talk to them. This is very much a similar principle, but obviously using the computers. This can be particularly useful if we want to demonstrate something to students and we want to show them our screen. It can also be very useful if we want to check what students are doing and to make sure they're doing what they'd like to, what you want them to. And also it can be a good way just to get their attention, maybe to stop them using the computer and get them to look to the front. So I'll just go through a few of the features of this and how to use it. The first thing to note is that the way that you use it is by clicking on this little circular icon down at the bottom. And this will bring up this sort of console, which is something you can use then to control the PCs in the room. What I've got here is a view of the current students who are using computers in the room, and in this case there are only two at the moment. And here we go. Normally they are recognized by their username, which is not always terribly useful because you may not know exactly who they are, but if you become familiar with their usernames then it becomes a little bit easier. Like here, this is actually my account on another computer, DPR, David Reed. And I can click on each of these just to sort of view in a bit more detail what they're doing and look at a bit closer what they're doing. And see what they're up to. They don't know that I'm looking. I can just watch them. To get rid of that and go back to the original view, you just go up to where it says Control, and then that takes me back to the to view. Okay. There are other things you can obviously do. One of the things that's quite useful is to be able to blank the student's screen. If I click on this button here where it says blank screen, you can see that the students' screens have gone blank. This means they can no longer use the computer and they have to sort of look to the front of the class to the teacher, and then again you click again to get rid of that. The other thing you can do, which is very useful, is to show the teacher's screen. And you go to this button here and you just click on this, and then there we go. And then what will happen is that, let's bring that up again, you can see the students can actually see my screen. It's a bit confusing because they're actually seeing this console at the moment, but if I put up a web page or something like that, then they'll be able to see that web page and see what I'm doing. So if I came to a web page like the University of Sheffield, and you can see they can see what's on that web page. Okay, so that's quite useful. Again, to get rid of it, you just get rid of that. You can also do these things individually with students rather than the whole group. If you want to click on just one person or one student's screen and then right click, then there are various things you can do. You can remote control that student's screen, you can show the teacher's screen to that student, you can send that student a message as well, and you can send messages individually or to the whole group. If no screen is selected, then for example if I go to message, this will send a message to all of the students. Hello. And I send it, and then this will pop up in a little sort of bubble in the bottom right of the screen. You can see on that it's actually turned up, and so that tells them there's a message for them as well. Okay, so this is the very basic operation. As I say, the key thing is to be able to identify it and find it, and that's by going down into the bottom right hand corner and clicking on that little circle. In future videos I'll explain in a bit more detail what other things you can do.